Alright, right now we're watching the X Games while preparing to ice fish. That's right, we're going ice fishing this weekend for the first time. It's going to be awesome. And I have with me right here the most amazing ice fisher ever known to man, Olivia Humphreys.
It's true.
My wonderful girlfriend. Yes, and she is showing me what I need to pack right now. So I'm going to run you down the list of things for a weekend of ice fishing, minus the fishing equipment, because we don't currently have that. I'm sorry.
That's at my house.
It's at her house, which we're going to go to this evening. So, without further ado, we have insulation gloves with outer gloves because I'm a noob and apparently I'm going to be punching the hole in the ice.
He's not punching the hole in the ice.
I'm punching the hole in the ice with this fist.
No, he's not. We use an auger to break through the ice.
We use our fists.
And we don't use our fists. We use an auger to break through the ice. But Connor's going to be the one ensuring that the water doesn't freeze over. So he gets to take the little scoop and scoop out all that newly made ice.
It sounds a lot like cleaning up your doo-doo, but...
It's ice.
It's ice. Okay. Flashlight. Very handy tools. I've got 2 knives because you always need 2 knives. Paracord, deodorant, very important. Flint and steel for if we need to start an emergency fire, right there. 2 pairs of wool socks, insulation layer, base layer, whatever you want to call it. Base layer, insulation layer, outer layer right there. We've got 2 pairs of long underwear and rain gear / dry gear / snow gear, towel, stuff sack, wallet, ibuprofen, and a Kindle, and a backpack. And I'm wearing the boots right now that I'm going to be wearing there. So, that's the rundown on gear, and we will keep you posted on our ice fishing adventure this weekend. Coming to you live from Bloomington, Indiana, this is Connor and Olivia. Alright, currently we are venturing out onto the lake. There's where we came from. I don't really know where we're going. We're looking for a spot to use this auger Olivia's carrying. And just before coming out here, there's a giant boom on the lake. So, we're about in the middle of it right now though, and there's no crack in the ice yet, so I feel pretty confident about this. Looking good. Alright, so we've moved from the original lake, of which we still have yet to name, to another pond, and then that pond wasn't that great. So now we're at this pond, which we just drilled, and it's looking
Not good.
interesting. Quite an adventure so far, I'd say.
So, this is our follow-up video on our ice fishing adventure last weekend. And essentially, we didn't catch anything.
We went ice fishing
For an hour. We went out onto the lake, which you saw the video of. The guy in front of us and the guy drilling the hole was my dad. And we figured that we'd let him go in front of us because he weighs a lot more than us, so if he falls in, then we can get him out, I
Don't
guess.
tell him.
But
that is our secret.
he went before us anyway. So essentially we went out to the lake. My dad's friend had already gone out earlier in the morning and had caught 55 fish.
In a bucket.
I mean, he put them in a bucket. He didn't catch them with a bucket.
He put the fish in the bucket after he was done.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was a lot of fish, and he even left 2 there for us. So technically, we caught 2 dead fish.
We didn't catch them. They were already there.
We found 2 dead fish.
We found 2 dead fish. Well, they
I'm-
were still alive, actually, because they were still squirming a little
I
bit.
stuck it back in the hand with my water, caught it, and pulled it out with my bare hand.
No. But anyway, so he left. He had drilled a whole bunch of holes, and we just kind of used his holes that he already had. Had left the 2 fish by a hole he said was really good, and we went there, put some poles around it.
3 poles.
3 poles around it, and we weren't getting anything for about 15 minutes, and my dad went off into his own little area and tried to fish somewhere a little bit further away, and that didn't really work. And so we were out there for about an hour, and then my dad's other friend came out, and we stayed a little bit longer, but still didn't catch anything. So we decided to go up to the pond, which was just on top of the hill from my lake. And
while we walked off the lake,
we started hearing
the big men sank into the water.
My dad and his friend were walking in front of us, and they did not sink into the water. The ice cracked a little bit underneath their feet, fell a little bit. They didn't fall.
And they sank
an
inch on an ice platform into the water.
But they didn't fall into the water. Everyone was fine.
Everyone was fine.
No one was harmed in the making of this video.
I controlled the situation.
From afar.
From afar, on an ice tube raft.
So we went up to the pond, and we sent my dad's friend, who is substantially larger than all of us, not in a bad way, and onto the pond first, and he went out about 2 feet, and the ice started popping and
Snap, crackle, pop.
making not good noises. So he got off, and we decided not to go out there. And by this time, it was around 2 or so, 2:30 or so.
2:30, yeah.
And it was about 30 degrees, I want to say, but it was a really warm 30 because the sun was out and shining down.
Oh, it was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day, just not for ice
Beautiful.
fishing. It was a beautiful day for anything else.
It was a beautiful day for ice fishing. There'd been more ice.
Yeah.
That was our problem.
We had, out at the lake, we had about 3 inches, you'd say?
3
inches of ice, which is enough to walk on, because it was sturdy. We'd gotten it last week with really cold weather and some wind. And then there's a little layer of snow on top of that came late last week also. And so then we decided, after the pond and the lake didn't work, we decided to go to my dad's friend's pond that he has in front of his house. And that's the video. That's the second video you see of my dad drilling the hole.
He's got the Bigfoot expression on. He's like,
the look that you see, you know that you didn't do that look to them. They can't see that.
he's like, okay, so here's Bigfoot, and he's like.
But that look that you see is a direct reaction to the ice popping underneath of him.
And popping, we mean popping, like.
Okay, it didn't blow up, but
That wasn't a blow up. That was a pop.
that was a blow up. Anyway, it popped underneath of him, cracked, made not good noises that we don't like to hear, and he was trying to get the auger out of the hole. It wasn't going very well for him. He was silently freaking out. You can't really tell, but he silently was.
No, he was really calm. You know, internally he was an explosion of emotion, but externally he was the calm, controlled man of the wilderness. Prepared for any situation, even getting off ice that's cracking beneath your feet. He casually walks it off.
So he came off, and then we decided that it was too warm, the ice was melting too much, and that we weren't going to catch any fish.